I'm going to start off this replay by saying that what it is that you're about to see me do is something that you should not do, and you'll see why in very short order here. But before we get to that, first things first, looking at the matchmaking threats to my ship, Serov to piss me off because planes are annoying, Asashio, Benson, Hatsuharu for destroyers, U-190, and an Undine for submarines. No radar is going to come in very handy. And it's a standard battle, which is like high-key fucking tragic because this mode is absolute dog shit. But we are going to have to deal with it because this is what the matchmaker handed to us. So right off the bat, we are being RPF located, which at this point I'm figuring is most likely either the Asashio or the Benson. It's highly unlikely that it's on the Prince Eugen. It technically can be, but I doubt it. You typically don't see RPF on cruisers, at least not in randoms. You see it all of the time in competitive, but in randoms, unless the person can't be bothered to respec their captains or too broke to do so, you typically don't see it in randoms. So I figure it's the Asashio or the Benson, mainly because, as I just described, it's probably not the Prince Eugen, and the Hatsuharu, quite frankly, I don't think is going to have a high enough point captain to be able to have RPF, at least not without dropping Concealment Expert, which I don't, I mean, he technically, of course, always could be dented enough to do that, but I figure he's probably running at least Concealment Expert, and he probably doesn't have RPF. So right here, I get detected, and the fact that I don't detect a Benson right back is telling me that it is in fact going to be the Asashio, and this Asashio is going to smoke up, and this is actually a misplay right here because I'm about to stray into the detection of that Normandy. And because I just strayed into the detection or the gun range of that Normandy and I had shot, this Asashio is going to get actually quite a bit of damage on me here while I'm trying to go dark here. Because those Japanese destroyer guns, they are nasty when they hit. You saw there's 2,500 damage, 2,900 damage in 2 salvos, which is very, very painful. And I'm about to just run this guy down because his torpedoes cannot hit me, and I'm just going to get him off the board, and I can smoke up against this Normandy. I am trying to get this Asashio dead, though, before I smoke up. And with the Asashio dead, I just barely managed to get away with that. I was really hoping that this Eugen and the, what is that, the Veneto? I think that's the Veneto. Were going to be accelerating and getting behind the nook of that island before they could spot me. So they end up spotting me more than the way I would not have liked to, because I wanted that island to break the line of sight so my smoke could conceal me from the Normandy, but it didn't exactly happen like that, and we just barely got away with that with our lives. So now we are in a bit of a shitty spot here. We have a Normandy who is full sending it. Honestly, this Normandy caught me off guard because I was not expecting him to just absolutely send it in a tier 8 game. He is just full sending it right into an Ismail and a Cleveland, and possibly into the Fuso as well. And I underled those torpedoes expecting that he was gonna, like, you know, slow down or try and like turn and try and head into the Thunderdome-esque area where C normally would be, but he doesn't do that. He's just gonna straight line into a Cleveland and a Ismail for some reason. He is literally just killing himself. So, you know, more power to him if he wants to kill himself. I am definitely not going to stop him from doing that. It is a shame that I didn't get to kill him myself, but oh well, it is what it is. At the end of the day, we're going to get away with it, and he is not. So, I'm just going to speed this replay up real quick. not much is really going to be happening. Right now, what I'm looking at is this Veneto is starting to send it forward. So what I'm looking at doing is I want to look for a spot where I can safely put my guns to work. Kid obviously only has the one torpedo launcher, which is not exactly ideal. In a situation like this, if you're low health like this, you would want to have a little bit more torpedo power to maximize the threat, because I have to be very careful with how I use my guns because I don't really have the health to trade at this point. So right now I'm looking for potential torpedo targets, but also just any spot where I can put my guns to work without fear of, well, killing myself. And I'm going to pop a heal here to get my health back a little bit more. And this Monarch is my primary target that I'm looking at. And what I'm expecting that he's going to do is I was honestly expecting that he's going to turn out and accelerate right here. And right here, I could have shot at the Hatsuharu right there. But the problem is there's a Prince Eugen right there. And I do not want to be hard spotted in front of a Prince Eugen. So unfortunately, our Fubuki is going to be on his own. He does have a Massachusetts and a Cleveland and carrier focus to help him out, but I could honestly have smoked up right here, but then the risk would obviously be being smoked up and pinned against an island broadside to a Japanese destroyer. Even if it is a tier 6 Japanese destroyer, those torpedoes will still kill me if even one of them hit. So I am going to ultimately smoke up anyway, because I want to get my farm on this Monarch. And this Hatsuharu has his hands full. All of his guns are pointing the wrong way, which means his torpedo launchers are also facing that way as well. So I'm reasonably confident that I'm going to be relatively safe right here. Even though I was literally just talking about not wanting to do exactly what I'm doing, I'm doing it anyway because I'm just going to, well, I'm just taking the risk here. The Seraph planes are griefing the Massachusetts, which is fine. And I actually launched those torpedoes expecting that Prince Eugen to kind of straight line and join up with his Monarch. Doesn't end up happening, but right now, it doesn't really matter. We're just going to try and get our farm on this Fuso. If this Monarch can get spotted, we'll get our farm on him. But right now, it's just going to be play safe and try and get some damage where I can. I'm actually going to speed this one up here a little bit. Monarch pops in. And this Monarch actually, this Monarch is turning in. And what I'm expecting right here is I don't think that this Monarch is going to send it. What I'm expecting is this Monarch is most likely going to want to turn out, because he probably doesn't want to push directly into where he already knows there's at least one destroyer. The Fubuki, he doesn't know where this Fubuki is, but he could be pushing in to hit that Fubuki for all he knows, as well as the Cleveland and Massachusetts. And even though the Monarch got buffed to have a zombie heal, like the, what's it called? What's the tier 9 called? The Lion and the Conqueror, it is still pushing into 2 top tier ships, or 3 top tier ships, and a submarine, and potentially another destroyer, which is not the position he wants to be in. So, 1 torpedo hits, no flood, which is a little unfortunate. The front, or the middle torpedo was relatively close to hitting him on the bow and causing a flood, but it didn't happen, but oh well. This Monarch is going to turn in because my torpedoes are down, and he knows that because they just went past him. So he's just going to take this opportunity. Credit where it's due. This Monarch is going to play this game honestly fairly well. He's going to turn away right here. I had the armor piercing loaded to try and get some broadside damage if he was going to push through this channel right here. But he is going to make the relatively smart decision, and he's going to just start kiting away, because If he tries to push right here, he's basically just going to kill himself, because he's going to be pushing into me while I'm smoked up and farming him. He's going to be pushing into a submarine, a Fubuki that yet he does not know where it is, as well as, of course, the Massachusetts and the Cleveland. So this Monarch does make the right call to just haul ass. And I basically just wasted a smoke screen because this Monarch did not take the path that I was expecting him to. He turned away and it just started kiting, and it was starting to get out of range. So that smoke is basically wasted. We got a little bit of value out of it, but not really anything substantial. We are once again going to speed this one up here a little bit. Just looking for any possible openings for targets. This Prince Eugen actually scared me a little bit. I was actually thinking that he was going to turn in. He is acting like he's wanting to turn in and just push right into this little area where I am, which would not be very good for my health. And because I don't have my smoke available, because I basically just swagged it over there. But by luck or judgment, I'm not entirely sure which it is, this Prince Eugen is going to turn out and he's going to turn around. He's gonna end up ultimately going around this side, but he's gonna be pushing into a Fubuki as he does that. So best of luck to him. Right here, I'm gonna speed this one up a little bit again. Right here, I'm just looking at that Prince Eugen, looking at what pathing he's going to take. And as soon as I know that that Prince Eugen is not going to be an immediate threat to me, that's when I start pushing in to try and get a shot on these battleships. And what I'm expecting right here is, or what these torpedoes are meant for, is they were actually aimed at the Fuso. I think the replay showed I was aiming at the Monarch. I was constantly switching in between these two, seeing if there was a bearing that I can launch where I can shoot a torpedo and it run a reasonable chance of hitting one or even both of those targets. Ideally both, but the Fuso is quite a ways away, so it's a coin toss whether or not those are even going to have the range. And they're also, of course, going to be spotted by the Monarch, who ends up eating 2 of them. We're really close to hitting 3 as well, which is unfortunate that we didn't. But because the Monarch spotted them, of course, that Fuso is going to be able to avoid them. This Monarch fires. He ate 2 torpedoes there, and he's still on 27,000 health. But we do know that his heal is down and his DCP is down. So what I'm looking at right now is I want to kill this Monarch, because I know that this is my best opening right here, because his heal is down because he just ate a bunch of torpedoes, and his DCP is down because he just ate a bunch of torpedoes. So we're aiming for fires right now. Normally against British battleships, fires and HE in general aren't super effective, because they'll take a very, very long time to kill a British battleship with fire and HE, just because of the zombie heals that those things have. But because his heal and DCP are both down, this is my best opening to try and get damage on this guy. We do end up actually getting spotted by the Prince Eugen, who, by the way, our Fubuki ended up inting and basically just killed himself for free for really no reason. I have no idea how that Fubuki managed to kill himself, but he did, which is unfortunate. I think our Massachusetts gets a little bit of chip on that Monarch, and that brought him low enough that between that one fire for whatever duration it had left and the couple of extra salvos I had in the air, that was enough to put that guy down. So Monarch is down. Now all we have to do is get this Fuso taken care of, which isn't going to be too bad because he's already burning. He's already on low health. He just ate a torpedo. I believe he's flooding now as well. Did he just DCP? Yeah, he did. So his DCP is about to be down. He is healing, but he's also gamer turning in front of a Champagne and a Massachusetts. So he is not going to be long for this world. And yep, you see, there he goes. Now, all I have to do is just sit in their cap. And that's pretty much it. Their Benson, Submarine, and Veneto have spent this entire game on the 9-10 line and not really accomplishing much of anything. And this Prince Eugen actually has a decent opportunity to just walk at our home base right here. Sure, he's coming under carrier focus, but it is only tier 6 carrier focus, and he is a tier 8 cruiser. But for whatever reason, I cannot imagine why he's just going to decide to do this, but he's going down that channel, and he's not even going to walk. He is literally just going to sit in that channel and let the submarine and let the carrier grief him. He's not even going to shoot at me at all. He's just gonna sit there. So we'll come back to that later. Right now, this Serov, I'm not too worried about. By the way, that is the best drop I have ever seen. But this Serov is obviously going to focus me because I'm literally in his base. And all I'm doing is I'm just going to keep my AA off, and I'm just going to force him basically to panic drop over and over again. And this Prince Eugen is just, I don't know what he's doing. I mean, he might be playing one-handed, if you know what I'm getting at, but he's, whatever it is, he's not shooting at me. And this is actually a little bit of a misplay by me. I should have just turned my A off right here, but I was getting greedy and I wanted to try and shoot, just straight up shoot down the planes. And because of that, I am going to slow down here and he's going to get a reset on me, which is really annoying, but whatever. Right now, the big thing is not even just capping. We're just stalling out their points. That Prince Eugen is still sitting in the channel. His guns aren't even facing this direction. I guess he's trying to farm the fucking Fuso or the Champagne. But he's also just not doing that because he's not even shooting his guns. I don't know what his deal is. But right now, I'm just going to pop my heal because I don't... Even though I don't... I'm not going to get the full value out of it. I do just want to have as much health as possible. There's only a minute of this game left. I'm actually going to speed it up here. I'm going to def AA these planes, and they're just going to do that. And right now, I'm just going to sit in their base. This Eugen, absolutely hard through this game. To be completely fair, I don't know for sure if him walking at me would have won him the game regardless. Because I'd already gotten in their base and stalled their points for a good little while there. But, you know. He just decided to sit there and do absolutely fuck all. So, I'm not going to complain about that. So, that was a pretty nice little game from, well... I guess me. I'm not trying to sound like I'm tooting my own horn when I say that. Like it sounds like it, but I'm not. But what I think this game really demonstrates really well is just why I love the kid as much as I do. The fact that you can int as hard as I did in the start there, lose as much health as I did at the start there, and still come back to hard carry your team. Really is just the biggest reason why I love this ship so much, is that she just has a lot of flexibility. She has American smoke. You can do team playing divisions really nicely with this ship. You can farm from your smoke. You have the heal, so you can trade health really well. I mean, I didn't really do that this game, but if you actually play like you have hands, you can definitely very easily win attrition games, even against ships like an Akazuki, a Kitakaze, or gunboats like Harugamos, Marceaus even. You have the smoke that you can smoke up in their face as well. Like, there's just so much that this ship can do. And that heal gives her so much ability to trade HP and even recover HP from ints, as we see in this case. So, that is pretty much, I think, going to do it for this game. I absolutely love this ship, and if you are in the market for a really nice tier 8 destroyer, Kid might be for you. There's a bunch of really strong options at tier 8. There's the Terrible, there's the Cossack, that both are very, very strong as well. Some might even say better than Kid, which, in the case of Cossack, is a very close, very, very close contest. Like, I think that's really going to be Kid and Cossack, I think, are about equal in the amount of strength that they have, but which one you favor is just going to be down to preference. I prefer Kid, but others prefer Cossack, but I'll make some Cossack videos eventually, and I already think I have a few on the channel, but I'm not going to get into that. But that is going to do it for this replay. I do have blue boosters here in case you were wondering about the 1.3 million credits that I got here, but that is going to do it for this replay. So I will see you on stream tomorrow.